looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power every minute of every day until we decide it's over.
See, this administration gets me because I thought for sure, right, from what Donald Trump was saying on his X and all over the place from everyone that was on social media, they were saying that they were completely obliterating the forces of Iran.
Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes.
Me understanding both sides of it, it's not looking too pretty for Israel or America.
Tel Aviv, I can't.
The extent of the damage to U.S. military facilities across Gulf Arab countries is starting to emerge. 9 U.S. military positions have been hit in less than 48 hours. In another attack, a drone, this appears to be the Arash 2, crashes into U.S. positions in Camp Buring. In Bahrain, a Shahid attack drone flies into the base that hosts the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet, one of the largest American naval formations in the world.
America is losing stations in the Middle Eastern areas, and we're supposed to just believe that only 6 Americans have passed. So where were the other people, the other American soldiers at that are supposed to be on base, are supposed to always make sure that things are being monitored, taken care of? What happened to these groups and these individuals? And just now are in hotels because you guys just planned out a perfect game plan? That is very highly disagreeable. I don't believe that in the slightest. First of all, you went against the government already by having a war of this magnitude. You know, it could be for other interests, of course, but at the same time, this right here doesn't scream that you are extremely confident. This isn't Venezuela. Let me say that. Iran is a totally different ball game from Venezuela. You were able to go over there and make dues with Venezuela, but this is Iran. And I'm not upset at Iran for defending their land. You've been trying to go at them for how long now? And you're upset that they're doing the things that they're doing? Because I feel like the 6 people that you're saying that's just casualties, I feel like there's many more. The American populace is not behind you. We didn't need to go to war. We could have done so much more with funding. Like, I don't know, focusing on our schools, that you got in the roads. Focus on things that matters most here in America that needs to be taken care of rather than going out there and trying to fight a war that has nothing to do with us. America, don't take care of the American populace here, but go over there and fight a war meant for Israel. That's what we're doing.
And Iran will be able to do nothing about it.
Again, this doesn't sound confident. This sounds like you have been pushed into something that you didn't want to be a part of. And it's funny because at first, when this was all happening and U.S. was propping it up and it was sounding all good, it was sounding all patriotic, why did the clip stop? You would think that America would want to show all the clips of them going over there and just obliterating Iran. The only clips that I'm seeing is Iran obliterating our forces. And this feels like Vietnam again. It's that they're lying to the American populace in front of our very faces just because they were able to for so long. What happened to no?
Not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me.
I said this right out of his mouth. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that you will go to war with Iran because you're not competent enough to be able to take care and hash out a deal. Well, look what's happening now. You're going to war with Iran because you wasn't competent enough to be able to hash out a deal that be able to benefit both sides. I feel like America should be focusing on making sure that our defenses is good. But what you're doing now, you're showing your hand. And this is embarrassing because America has had this image, this allure that we can't be touched. But also we lose a lot of wars. We throughout history, we have lost quite a few. We're repeating it again. We're repeating the same mistakes again to cover someone that should be on the hot seat right now. It's crazy how the American populace and the American population don't seem to care about people going missing, things happening to little kids. There's a thing that starts with an E, going to war for Israel. Why are we focusing and putting our attention towards something that Israel should be handling on its own? Why? You gotta think about that, man. Foreign interest is crazy. And on top of that, just as well, they have nothing to lose. They're doing this for Allah. What are we doing this for? What can we legitimately say we're doing this for? And the ones that will sit there and do that, they're going to do the same thing that this administration is doing. Lie to your face. They've been embezzling money from the American populace for a very long time, this administration, because this just doesn't make sense. We have everything. We have all the technologies, right, to build the greatest military to ever exist. Billions of dollars being pumped into it by taxpayers' money. But we getting beat by $50,000 worth of equipment. Drones. That our defenses just can't seem to stop.
B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets.
I heard Iran has it underneath the ground. You know what? Go ahead.
Death and destruction from the sky all day long.
What's going to happen is that you're going to have to send ground troops. You're going to have to send ground troops at a certain point in time. People on the ground. You know what's going to happen? Vietnam all over again. Because you decided to go to war prematurely while also trying to hash out a deal and then double cross them into getting into a war with them again. This is going to be Vietnam all over again. It's going to be a long, grueling process. It's going to lead to a lot of headaches, trauma, stuff that could have been avoided. But this is what happens when we have people that runs a system and won the system by doing whatever it means necessary to cover their own asses. Now, I'm going to play this right here because I found it interesting. I really did.
Out! No one wants to fight for Israel!
And I'm going to leave it at that. He said it better than I ever could. But until next time, I'm under oath. I'm signing out. This administration is something else. I will say that right there. Do I have trust and faith in it? Absolutely not. And I will say this is like leaving. I'm glad he's president. What? You're happy he's president? I'm absolutely glad he's president. I'm absolutely glad he's president. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because that same blindfold that many of you have been having over your eyes, saying that what certain groups of people are not going through and all this other stuff that's going on, how does it feel when you're getting that same energy from your own government that you voted into power?